I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space for the future. And for me, like Gail said, this wasn't a ride, it wasn't a destination, it was a journey, and it was a supernatural one. And my journey has always been about love and belonging, and I think that we have all felt that sometimes we weren't worthy or we didn't belong in certain ways, no matter all the accolades, no matter all the studying, no matter anything. And I think today we all said it, like, we belong here. Mm-hmm. This is where we belong, and we feel very sure of that. So I think that you'll never know the amount of love that you have inside of you to give and to receive until the day you launch, because you're leaving all the love behind and you're surrendering and you're hoping that you get another chance to love them again. And so when you come back down, you're like, oh, I get another chance and I'm gonna do it.
Oh my God, now I'm crying. Okay.
So, man, things is hitting the fan because everybody's talking about this Blue Origins, or this spaceship that was supposed to allegedly went up to outer space with Katy Perry and Gayle King, and 4 other women, right? And everybody's talking about this, and they're saying that it looked fake when they came down. Their hair wasn't all over the place. They went up there with some tights. They didn't have the proper body suits on to be jetted way up into outer space. It was just, they were showing how, like, basically they was falling down where you had a place where there's no more gravity. So people wasn't believing, this trip. They saying that, there's a lot of conspiracies out. They saying that they didn't, that they didn't go. The door was supposed to be sealed shut, and Bezos just opened up the door because Bezos' girlfriend was also on this spaceship, right? That allegedly went into outer space. So there's a lot of people online criticizing and critiquing and saying, yo, that didn't happen, man. That didn't happen. And they're talking like this.
Really tried to give the benefit of the doubt yesterday with that Blue Origin launch, but after watching this video, I am convinced they faked that shit.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
Watch that again. The hatch that was up in space accidentally opens from the inside, which they then go to correct because it's not media time. Then Jeff Bezos pretends to open the capsule, which it just pops open when he uses the tool. And as you notice, the capsule opens inwards, and with a little research, you can find out that every space mission with a capsule, the hatch opens outwards, being called a standard safety measure. So this right here is automatically a red flag. Not to mention that the capsule that went into space and back into orbit has no burn or torch marks on it, perfectly clean. And just for reference, this is the Dragon capsule that came back into orbit, and as you notice, it's burnt to a crisp. Another thing I'm seeing a bunch of truth tellers point out is how perfect all their hair comes out after being in 0G. Like, you're telling me after all of that, you're still able to come out with perfectly groomed hair? Like, you would assume them to come out to the extent of something like this. And that's not even mentioning they went up into space with leggings and a Fantastic Four costume. But I guess there's no need for astronaut suits or helmets when you're faking space, right? Now, for those who believe that in 2025 we cannot possibly fake space, take a look at this and tell me it's not almost exactly what they try to get away with. Unbelievable. But if you were to show somebody this video, you'd assume it was just as real. But let me know what you guys think about this crazy publicity stunt that Blue Origin pulled, calling these females astronauts for a not even 11-minute joyride. And them coming back with people having even more questions than they had about space. So let me know what you think. Was this real or fake?
So Katy Perry, she spoke before the flight and after the flight, right? And, they were so happy. It was peace and tranquility. She had like flowers up there, and it was just so, it was, it was just so womanly. And it was one astronaut on there. Now, I don't know if they met the qualifications to actually fly, but they did it anyway. But let's look at Katy Perry when she was doing her interviews after the flight and some of the talking she did before the flight. Check this out.
Do you have a message for your family in this moment? It's okay. Yeah, no stress.
I'm gonna be very emotional this weekend, of course.
Yeah, it's an emotional thing. It's a big journey.
It's huge. My message is that I love them. And
I can tell. You've got so much love in your heart, and I appreciate you sharing that with me, especially in this moment. Take all the time you want.
the message to my family is that I love them so much and I'm so full of love, and I am so grateful to be representing a fearless female in my family, which is a domino effect from my mom, from my sister, and definitely something I feel from my daughter.
I feel super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give, and how loved you are until the day you launch.
I'm just so excited to keep learning about STEM and astrology and astronomy and pastrami and STEM. I'm just so full of love. I went to space and I liked it. So full of love. Space gives me love. I love STEMs. I just hope people understand that we weren't just taking up space, but we were making space and inventing space and holding space. I'm just so full of love that now, because I've gone to space, women can go to space. And in another life, I'd be an astronaut. This is just gonna change the space game for women who have never been to space.
I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space for the future. And for me, like Gail said, this wasn't a ride, wasn't a destination. It was a journey, and it was a supernatural one. And my journey has always been about love and belonging. And I think that we have all felt that sometimes we weren't worthy or we didn't belong in certain ways, no matter all the accolades, no matter all the studying, no matter anything. And I think today we all said it, like, we belong here. Mm-hmm. This is where we belong, and we feel very sure of that. So I think that you'll never know the amount of love that you have inside of you to give and to receive until the day you launch, because you're leaving all the love behind and you're surrendering and you're hoping that you get another chance to love them again. And so when you come back down, you're like, oh, I get another chance and I'm going to do it.
Oh my God, now I'm crying. Okay.
So these women been catching heat from everybody, from women, from men. Everybody's online on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Everybody's criticizing this launch, saying that it was fake. It was fabricated, right? There's a lot of people. So Joe Rogan, a major podcaster, Joe Rogan was the one, the podcaster teasingly said people shouldn't minimize the crew's brief time in space. Let's celebrate female astronauts. He then listed the requirements to become an astronaut for NASA, including becoming a pilot before being eligible for space travel. On Monday, Perry, Gail King, Lauren Sanchez, Aisha Bowe, Amanda Nugent, and Karina Flynn blasted off into space from Texas while decked out in blue suits and full glam. Oh my God. They were sent up via Jeff Bezos' rocket about 62 miles above Earth. The crew immediately received backlash for the short trip, with actress Olivia Nunn questioning the purpose and of amount of resources put into the launch when there are a lot of people who can't even afford eggs. Olivia Wilde also shared her distaste for the space flight with a photo posted via Instagram of Perry kissing the ground upon arrival back to Earth. Billions of dollars brought for some good memes, I guess. The actress director captioned the picture. Emily Ratajkowski accused the star-studded space team of destroying the planet in a heated rant shared on TikTok. The that space mission this morning. That in time blank is like. This is beyond a parody. The model said last week, referring to the brief trip as disgusting. Blue Origin was also trolled by Martha Stewart, Jessica Chastain, Kesha, and Wendy's fast food chain. So many people is really coming after this, right? Coming after this thing, right? Sanchez 55 and King 70, however, clapped back at the haters during an interview with people, with the latter saying anybody that's criticizing doesn't really understand what's happening here. We can all speak to the response we're getting from young men, from young women, from young girls, and what's this represent, the CBS host said. Sanchez added that she was really fired up by the critics, explaining that thousands of Blue Origin employees put their heart and soul into the rocket. So, but a lot of people are still not believing this. They're getting criticism, and people are just coming out critiquing all of it. Look at this.
Where's their partially pressurized suit and parachute pack? Where are their helmets? Where are their protective gloves? I don't see any of this but a bunch of dolled up hair, which would have never had a helmet on it. They catapulted into space, rocketed into space with no protective gear on, going at speeds faster than an airplane? And you mean to tell me that all of this right here is real? Yeah, not buying it. Not at all. Because there's no way any of this is real. If you're really an astronaut, you would have all the protective gear and protective covering to make sure your body is shielded from the enormous pressure you're going to be going through going up into space. Not buying this Blue Origin.
Something's not adding up. So Blue Origin launches Katy Perry into space. And when they land, someone opens the capsule door from the inside. Hold up, that door is supposed to be sealed shut, like vacuum of space shut. Not, oh look, it's a push to exit button shut. And yet, you can clearly see someone crack it open. Like they're leaving a porta potty at Coachella. So, was that even space? Or was it a soundstage with a fog machine and a green screen? And don't forget, Katy Perry was conveniently on this flight, a celebrity on a mission with a door that opens like it's backstage at the VMAs. Weird, right? Almost like they needed someone famous to sell the illusion, because nothing screams real space mission like pop stars and poorly timed door malfunctions. And I'm not saying it's fake, but I'm also not saying it. What do you think? Real space flight or high budget sci-fi promo? Comment your theories, because I've got questions and Jeff Bezos isn't answering his DMs.
Okay, is it fake? Is it fake? What's that? Jeff Bezos' plastic doll. Let's do this again. Jeff Bezos' plastic doll girlfriend falls in zero gravity. Oh, do we see that? She just fell in zero gravity. But watch, even before, you'll see it. You'll start to see the fall. Right there. You see it start to fall. Now, here comes the fall. How do you fall in zero gravity? Oh, see? Oh, it even cracks her head. It's fake as can be.
You know what's going to come out of her mouth, but really her heart.
And is that Jeff Bezos out there right by the capsule? Kind of hard to see.
That is.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
She didn't really close it again. Come on out, guys.
So people are really pulling out different stuff, man. They're saying that they didn't have the proper suits on to go up into space. you know, that door should have been jammed shut. There's a lot of people that's not believing this. But you guys out there gotta let me know what you think, right? I know what I think, but for monetization purposes and YouTube, I'm gonna sort of keep my opinion to myself because I know that, you know, they like to call everything a conspiracy theory, and I don't want to get labeled in the conspiracy. But hey, they went all the way up into the sky, man. They came all the way back down, and Jeff Bezos was just able to just go and open up the door. And I don't want to say too much because I think that people already said enough. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you think that they really went up into space, or was it some CGI? Was it some green screen, some CGI? They done doctored up some stuff, and they made you really believe that they did something that they didn't do. Let me know what you guys think, man. Leave your comments in the comment section. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Hit that like button. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.